Liverpool 2, Chelsea 1, and a Curtis Jones-inspired victory for the Reds today. What an important victory this was against pretty much a very, very informed Chelsea, a very well-drilled Chelsea, I must say, after today. Important win, big win, still top of the league, boys. First reactions, Stu, top of the league. After City doing that earlier, we needed that, didn't we?
Yes, yeah, definitely, without a doubt. I think it's like a foreshadowing of how the season is probably going to go a little bit. And let's face it, we got a tough run of fixtures now as well. Leipzig and Arsenal next 2 games, and don't get any easier after that. Finishing off with Villa before the next international break. We needed a decent result to start this run off, and hopefully we can kick on from there.
It was a nervy one, wasn't it, Reece? We said it last night. We said it was going to be goals, we said it was going to be drama, we said it was going to be cards, we said it was going to be everything it was today. And also, you predicted the 2-1 scoreline. I think you and James predicted that as well. But did it disappoint today? Was it everything you just expected anyway?
No, I definitely didn't disappoint. Everything I expected. And in terms of as an advocate for a game of football, 2 like top teams going at it, like obviously we got the 3 points. That's what matters. Yeah, like I said, over the moon. A bit nervy at times, but like I said, we got the 3 points. So top of the league, can't complain.
That's all that matters at the end of the day, boys. As much as in the past few weeks we've not played well in certain games, but the 3 points is the main thing. Top of the league, especially after City drawing, and we capitalised on Arsenal losing as well, which is fantastic. It wasn't the best of control games as I wanted. No. I think, like being very said last night, we all predicted that it was going to be a nervy game. It was a game Chelsea really got at us, and Theo said it last night as well. Like Chelsea were going to come at us. They weren't going to play a different game. They didn't play a different game, and we came out on top, Stu. So, how did you think of how we played in terms of the whole game? I mean, the first half we weren't in control at all, mainly Chelsea. Mm-hmm. Second half we upped it a little bit, and it showed, didn't it?
I'm going to go on a limb here and actually say I think Chelsea played just ever so slightly better than us. Even though we had the home advantage and the control, yeah, we got the 3 points on it. But I think there's a lot more to come. And I thought some of that may have been shown today. But it wasn't. First half, especially, Chelsea were better than us. There's no doubt. The second half was a little bit more even. But yeah, there's definitely a lot more to come. And I believe fully that it's the international breaks that are knocking us out of our flow a little bit, because it was like this straight after into that Forest game.
Yeah.
Came after the international break. And we got another one after this run of fixtures as well. So are we going to get a similar sort of performance again? It just feels like we're constantly stuck in second gear at the moment. There's more to come, a lot more to come. We know that from these players because it's the same squad. It's just a different way of playing. So we know there is more to come. And once it does start clicking, then I think it'll be a lot better. But I just don't think it got shown a lot today. There were a couple of moves and that was about it.
I mean, that's the sign of a very, very good team. The fact that we haven't really got clicking. Again, it's been like this all season, hasn't it? Today was patches where we clicked. We had some great moments. But other than that, we got the result. That's 3 points is 3 points. And that shows going into this tough run of games now, Reece, that we've got the points on the board no matter what happens now. At least we've got a little comfortable sort of play. So especially over Arsenal, we've got Arsenal next, obviously, in the league. We've now got that 3 points cushion, extra 3 points cushion over them. How important is that Arsenal lost yesterday and we capitalised on it today?
Very important, because obviously, if I'm honest, I didn't see them losing to Bournemouth, but I've always said that every game in the Premier League's tough. Obviously, a lot of rival fans and people have been saying that we haven't played anyone, but it's like, even now, I was listening to a few things just before we come, and people are trying to say we haven't played anyone, which is disingenuous. But every game in the Premier League's hard because, like I said, you've got different teams fighting for different aspirations in the league. Even though they're a smaller team, doesn't mean they're not trying to get points to stay up. In terms of how the game went, I felt similar to Stu that Chelsea was slightly better. I think the first half they controlled the first 30 minutes. Then after the penalty, we kind of grew into the game. The second half it was a bit more balanced, but I think they controlled the midfield battle. Lavia was a massive difference today. I think he was when Gravenberch had the ball in the first half, he was kind of man marking Gravenberch. They just seemed to dominate us a bit more, minus like Gravenberch holding it up. I think what I've seen today, even though we did do well, I think we definitely need to sign another player, whether it's Zubimendi, whoever it is to play alongside Gravenberch, so McAllister can go in the 10, because Szoboszlai was awful. Like again, and I'm a fan of his, but I'm finding it hard.
Yeah.
Again, the game, even the second half parts of the game, he was giving the ball away against the run of play. And Chelsea could, like, a couple of times could have scored. Luckily, obviously, we was able to defend it. But yeah, I'm happy we got the 3 points. But yeah, Chelsea shaded it in terms of being a better team. I just think we had probably the clearer chances. Could have maybe put the game to bed in the first half. If Curtis Jones plays the ball earlier to Salah, then he's not offside, and then it's 2-0 with Gakpo. And then the 1-on-1 with Curtis Jones, if he puts that away, obviously he made up for it in the second half, but definitely could have put the game to bed with a few of the mistakes that Chelsea made.
I think I'm on the same path as you regarding Szoboszlai, because I'm a huge fan of Szoboszlai. I was a big fan of him before we even signed to Liverpool. I didn't think we'd even go for someone like that. And when we signed for him, I thought, wow, what a signing this is. And it just hasn't worked out. He looks
like he's lacking confidence, but the frustration is that you see when we made the couple subs, I was surprised that he kept him on. He should have brought McAllister on for Szoboszlai.
Maybe he's trying to play him into form a little bit.
Yeah, and then he took. I was surprised he took Gomez on for Trent. I thought he would have put Gomez for Robinson, because I thought on that side, Madueke was causing him all sorts of problems for the whole game.
Yeah,
but, I mean, but obviously you can't criticize too much because we won the game. But there definitely needs to be some improvements. There definitely needs to be some improvement in terms of controlling the game, because we were playing a bit like we were the away team. We wouldn't have thought we were the home team because we weren't controlling the game.
That's what worried me most, especially the first half, is that we're meant to be this controlling, possession-based, controlling the game, especially at home at Anfield. You think we'd be the one that's on top. But Stu, as you said, Chelsea's ones were the one in the first half where they were controlling the pace of the game. They were controlling when they wanted to attack and things like that. Obviously, we went 1-0 up for the penalty. Well, we could have got another penalty later on, but we all decided that one penalty anyway. But it was a little bit worried in the first half, that control that we didn't have, despite us being that sort of team anyway.
Yeah, I don't want to say it's players still trying to get used to this new system. It kind of felt like we were trying to play across the back line constantly in the first half and trying to bring Chelsea back so we could hit him on a counter attack, but it just won't work. The Chelsea were pressing too efficiently, surprisingly. I mean, Maresca has got them ticking over pretty well at the moment in such a short space of time, and credit has to go to him for that. But I think sometimes there is just a little bit too much hesitancy. So it kind of signals to me that the players are still trying to get used to what exactly they're supposed to be doing. And Chelsea, probably on any other day, could have capitalised on that better. I agree, Reece. I think we had the more clear-cut chances. There's not much that really springs to mind for what Chelsea did, but there were a good few chances where we really should have put the game to bed more than anything else, along with a couple of dodgy refereeing decisions here and there as well, sprinkle into the mix. Yeah, it's. I think it's obviously still a lot of work in progress, and hopefully we'll build on that. So 3 points is 3 points.
Where do you say? Where did you see the game was won there, Stu? Then, because the midfield, apart from Curtis Jones, the midfield was really non-existent all game. I think they won the midfield battle. If I'm really honest, Curtis Jones was a man on a mission today. But I mean, the forwards, apart from Salah, the two, and Nunes came on, did good defensive work and held the ball up very well at times. But other than that, he didn't really offer much else. Apart from Salah, the front three weren't really up to scratch.
I think, honestly, I think it just comes down to experience. Weirdly enough, you look at the average. I think the average age of the Chelsea side today was 23, 24, whereas ours is like sort of around about 27, I think, something like that. And I think it kind of showed a little bit. just that little bit of extra leadership occasionally from Van Dijk or from in that essential midfield area where Trent is trying to slip into, but obviously Trent had a great game today as well, to be fair. Who said he couldn't defend?
Especially, yeah, he was very good.
He did really. He had Sancho in his pocket all that half, and he did very well against Neto before he got subbed off. But I think it's just to watch this space. It's exciting times ahead, and I think as things get better, or as we get more consistency, and hopefully against Arsenal, especially against Arsenal, we need to definitely up the gear a little bit.
A quick say on Chelsea, Reece. Merska had them playing football at times. I mean, the press on us, we found it difficult, especially we haven't got that proper DM, like you said, like a Zubimendi, or even a McAllister there, just back there a little bit, just a bit more control on the ball to dictate play. And like Lavia and Caicedo was exactly how we thought Lavia and Caicedo would be. Caicedo were brilliant in terms of getting the ball back, and Lavia on the ball was fantastic. Lavia on the ball. It was very, very calm, actually.
I think on and off the ball, Lavia was very good. Don't get me wrong. I know what Caicedo brings. Obviously, off the ball, he's athletic and he's pressing and running and whatnot. But I do think that was the difference, and that was my fear. Even though we got the win, that if Lavia was to play, obviously, Reece James played as well. He didn't really do much, but it's just funny how as well that a lot of the time, all the teams, when they play other rivals or other teams, they got certain players missing. But when it's Liverpool, all of a sudden, all the big hitters are available, kind of thing. But in terms of midfield, even with like a Zubimendi, I still think even if he's good on the ball, we need someone with that aggression, that press. Off the ball. Yeah. Because obviously the only person who was kind of holding it up in that aspect was Gravenberch. Like Jones was great today, but on the ball more probably great. Obviously Szoboszlai didn't really do nothing on the ball or off the ball, but yeah, Gravenberch was probably the only one that kind of against two against a Caicedo and a Lavia. Like I said, the most important thing, we've got the 3 points. It's still early days. It's still progressing and taking over. We're still going to have games where we might get the result, but I definitely have learned more about the team in terms of what we need. Obviously, they dug in and showed that as a defensive unit, they defended quite well at times when we were under pressure for most parts of the game. Because, like I said, I do think we had the better chances. Chelsea had a few, but a lot of the time they were huffing and puffing, or we were kind of causing our own problems by giving the ball away. Such as Szoboszlai at times when he just needed to keep it simple. He was trying to do something fancy, and then all of a sudden we're under pressure.
Do you think Slot got Szoboszlai wrong today? I think he should have pushed him further back, like we mentioned last night. With the rate and the energy he's got.
Potentially. The thing I was surprised at is that he didn't take him off, because he was causing. At times it looked like he's going to be the reason why we end up conceding and dropping the 3 points. I was surprised that he took. I'm trying to think who was it he took off.
He took Jones off, didn't he?
Curtis Jones. Minus the where he didn't put the ball in the net with the penalty incident. He made up for that in the second half. I was very surprised that he didn't take Szoboszlai off, but it tells me for whatever reason, even though he's lacking on the ball, he likes what he offers off the ball. But for me, it's not.
Oh, trust, yeah. So he just trusts him a little bit more.
He kind of got away with one, whereas with them subs, obviously when Gomez come on, great defensively, shored things up and whatnot. But even that was a surprise that.
Yeah, Robbo not good enough. Yeah, Robbo was shocking.
Because Robbo looked like he was treading water the whole game. So, but like I said, over the moon that we got the 3 points, but there's still a lot of areas where we need to improve. We definitely need to try and get someone for the midfield, because we did not play like the home team for large parts of that game.
Funnily enough, Stu, it's everything. What is missing in Liverpool right now is everything that we said there's missing before the transfer window ended, and what we needed.
Yeah,
a left back. Because Robbo's not up to it, and I wouldn't say not up to it, but he's not at his level that he ever used to be, and he's too on and off now. And then Tsimikas is not really at that level anyway. So we wanted a left back, and the CDM again wanted that. Are we sort of like banging our heads against the walls right now?
Yeah,
I know we are getting away with the 3. We've got the 3 points. That's the main thing. But at some point, it could bite us in the ass. At some point, where you can see these clear issues are there still, despite the 3 points.
Let's not forget last season as well. I mean, how good a run did we have last season?
Yeah.
And players' form starts to dip and things like that, you don't have those replacements to call upon. Are we going to face that same situation this season where we're going to build up? And the best thing about this is that if this isn't like sort of what Slot wants entirely, and there are better things to come, but we are still getting the results, that's brilliant. We've got more good stuff to come, but at the same time, have we got the players to support that for a technically what could be a 60-game season?
Yeah.
I don't think we have. And yeah, it's banging our heads against a brick wall again. We need those players in. And
January, do you see anything happening?
I don't know.
That's a rhetorical question, by the way. That don't even have an answer. Don't have an answer because we know the answer anyway.
Yeah. I don't know. I really don't know. It's should watch this space, I suppose.
Right, man of the match, boys. I think it's quite clear, like with Curtis Jones. I don't know if you guys agree. Reece is wobbling.
No, not that he didn't have a phenomenal game, but
I'm going to shout out Konate though. I'm going to shout out Konate and Trent.
Do you mean man of the match in terms of for us or overall in the game? Because if we're saying overall in the game, then I wouldn't say it's clear that's Curtis Jones.
You could put it onto Chelsea. Yeah. Go on, Reece. Go on. Give me your man of the match for the entire game, and give me your man of the match for Liverpool as well. Then go on.
Liverpool, I would say Curtis Jones. Overall,
if you say Curtis Jones now, I swear.
No.
You better say.
I was gonna say Lavia or Caicedo. I'm not sure if Lavia played the whole game, but definitely first half Lavia. Obviously, Caicedo played quite well as well because they controlled the midfield. Mm-hmm. That's why I was more leaning towards them. Also, I want to give it to us, but I got to be like honest.
I thought Madueke had a good game against them. I don't know if that was on Robbo or Madueke either. Palmer had a really off game, if I'm honest. Palmer, I'm glad it did because if he wasn't off, I think we could have drawn that.
Yeah, this could be a problem, 100%.
Stu Jones.
Yeah.
Anyone else catch your eye?
Yeah, Trent. I think I've already mentioned Trent had a really good, solid game. I think, and actually, I was quite impressed with Nunes' work rate. I think he made a nuisance of himself as he usually does, but. Yeah, he did well, but Jones overall, and I'm inclined to agree with Reece as well. Like, sort of, out of all that midfield battle, I think in that first half, definitely Caicedo and Lavia edged it over ours. So yeah, there's a fair shout to give them mentions as well.
It's just funny, isn't it, like with them two, wasn't it? I mean, that extra 5 million for Lavia wouldn't be complaining about that.
Because really, we should have Lavia on our team.
Yeah,
but the owners are about trying to penny pinch in terms of how much you should play. I'm not so fussed about Caicedo because I think he's decent, but you've seen it took him how long to get it together, whereas Lavia
he's not 120 million.
No. Lavia's just come in and you saw the difference. You saw the difference straight away.
As a young lad, is it 19, 20 still?
Imagine we had him and Gravenberch there, and then you had McAllister in the 10. So I mean, I think the game's a lot more comfortable if we had him on our side today.
That's just teasing.
That's the word "imagine" comes up quite a lot in Liverpool spaces in the last 4, 5, 6 years. Imagine this, imagine that. Imagine if Zubimendi came over. Imagine this. I'm bored of an imagine. We do need to, whether we go in the top of the league or not into January, we still need to sort these fucking issues out if we want to really seriously win this league. And there's no better time to be at top of the league in January and our board back sort of say, look, here's the money to go get a proper midfield to get in there and go win this fucking league. There's no better time. And that's, we won't do that. There's no ambition for us to do that. We did it in 2019, 2020, 2021, the injury season. We needed a centre back. We were top of the league. And we needed a centre back, and in January we didn't do anything. We sat there, still sat on our asses, with hands on underneath our asses, and didn't move. And we fell off. We fell off an absolute cliff, and we don't want this to happen again. I don't think we will fall off a cliff, but we still might not win the league. Our intention is to go win the league, at least challenge until the last game of the season. So we need to give Slot the best chance of doing that. Slot's more than enough showed that he's capable of challenging right now. I think he has. I think he's showed that capable enough to change tactically as well in games in order to get 3 points. regardless if it's going his way or not. And yeah, he did make a couple of iffy substitutions at the end. I think he made the right substitutions, but not the right people coming off, with like Jones and Vobber. Vobber should have come off and possibly Szoboszlai. But we got the 3 points, didn't we? So I think I do want to big up though today Mohamed Salah, because his technique on the balls, he's just getting better by it. I don't know how he's doing it. That ball he did on the outside of the foot, where it just nearly snuck through. I think it was Szoboszlai running through. And again, he's passing it's just passing. And his ability to get past players is second to none right now, Salah. Go on, Stu.
Goal and assist again, and I don't know what his stats are for this season, but I think he's pushing near the double figures in goals and assists already for this season.
Yeah.
So I mean, what more could be said about him? I don't know how he keeps on getting better, because they're supposed to be declining as he's getting older, but he does keep on getting better. And like you say, the couple of the passes, the assist for Jones's goal today was inch perfect, and it's brilliant to watch. It really is. It's great fun to watch. And yeah, actually, to be fair, if it wasn't for Jones having such a good game, I'd say probably Salah was up there. There's a fair shout as well for man of the match. I mean, goal and assist at the end of the day, there's not much more you can ask for. But
if it's ever a game though, Stu, to say sign that, get this fucking contract sorted, and same with Trent and Van Dijk. Trent and Van Dijk had good games as well, so sort these out.
Yep, totally agree, and it shouldn't be an issue. But I don't know how it still is. To be fair, just get it sorted and get them signed. That's all we want. That's all they want. They don't want to be moving.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. That's the thing. They actually do want to stay. You can tell they want to stay. Trent said it. Trent and Van Dijk themselves have said practically want to stay. Salah after the Man United game practically said he wanted to stay, and we're still here, humming and ahhing. We don't know what's going on.
Doesn't make sense.
I don't know. Is it going to be like a Christmas present? Is it going to be Van Dijk in front of the Christmas tree like it was when we signed him? But please don't wait too long for that anyway. But what I want to do is go around player ratings and maybe get like an average of us.
All right.
Of player ratings. So we'll start with Kelleher, obviously being the goal. And I don't think Kelleher had much to do. I don't think Chelsea really, when they got shots off, it was mainly off target. They didn't really test him as much. Yeah. The goal he couldn't really do much about.
I think he could have done a little better with the goal. Not too much.
Yeah.
But it's hard because it's like, even though he's a good goalie, obviously we know he's not Alisson. All I was thinking in my head is that was Alisson. He might have
saved it.
Yeah, I mean, but
he probably saved it.
Fine margins.
Stood back up, kicked it for an assist, and the game over anyway. So, Stu Kelleher, what are you giving him?
I'd say probably an average, about a 6.
An average 6. Reece?
6.5.
I'm going to go 6 as well. I think, it's probably about average, about Kelleher. Trent Alexander-Arnold, big 8. I'm going to give definitely an 8.5. 8. I'm going to go 8. I'm not going to go too high on him.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. 8. Yeah.
7.5/8, maybe.
Yeah.
Because I think defensively, incredible. I think going forward, he could have offered a lot more. But defensively, great. Obviously, we didn't control the game, so it's hard when you don't have the ball to try and get certain players who are good on the ball to do something. But so I'd say 7.5.
It's nice to see Trent not have a good game attacking wise, but have a good game defensively wise. I think that's fantastic. Yeah. He might quieten a few people. What about Konate? I'm going to go up there with 7.5, maybe possibly an 8. I thought Konate was one of the standouts of the back.
I was going to say 8. No, I would have gave her on an 8 for me.
So I'm docking him a point for the Chelsea goal.
About the foul on Nkunku as well. I don't know why you're going there.
Yeah, so I'm saying 7 for Konate.
Van Dijk. I can't go past. I won't say it was better than Konate though. Me today, Van Dijk. I'd say about 7.5.
7.
Yeah.
Again.
Why so low, boys? What's going on?
I don't think it was better than Konate. I think about 7.5.
How was Van Dijk? Did you say you didn't think Van Dijk was not better than
Konate? I thought Konate was better. Yeah.
I think what Van Dijk does just goes under the radar because it's so normal.
Possibly, possibly. I get that.
We were under pressure a lot of times, and we found a way. He was just there, headering it away or getting it away, and things like that. Obviously, It depends, innit? Because it depends what you're kind of looking for. But I think he was slightly better because obviously minus the in Cuckoo, but I feel he kind of had to foul in Cuckoo there, otherwise he was. So
that was a professional job.
And then even the goal, you could say Kanate a little bit, but I would say the goal was more our midfield. How were they able to slip in with no one?
Yeah, that gap again. That's that CDM. That's that DM position again. That gap there.
Under pressure, because he was able to look up and pick the pass out, and then the defense is, under pressure straight away. So, and
that happened a couple of times as well. That happened a couple of times as well. Smooth operator. We did all pick Curtis Jones, but also agreed that Lavia had a very good game as well, which is unfortunate because Lavia could have been a Liverpool player. What about Robbo, Stu? Robbo, there's got to be a low one on it.
For the first half, I would have gone 4. But then I think he picked it up to probably about a 5, 5.5 in the end.
I'll give him a 5.
I think I have to give him a 5. Was he one lower than Kelleher? I think he's probably lower than that.
I think first half he was
Kelleher.
a 3 or 4.
4.5. Yeah,
I gave Kelleher a 6.5. So
fair. I'm gonna give him 4.5. I like Robbo, but definitely 4.5. Yeah, right, let's go into midfield. Let's go Gravenberch, and obviously the main man this season. But he won't picking up trees today. Had a bit of an off game, but he can have it. He can have an off game after this season. Stu?
I don't know whether he actually had an off game.
I would say it was an off game for me.
Compared to what he has been, possibly. Yeah, possibly.
Not as dynamic going forward, perhaps, but he did a different role today. So again, I'm probably going to give Grav like a 7.5, 7.5.
Yeah, I'll give him 7.5.
I was thinking 7 anyway. 7 anyway. Curtis Jones, 9, 8.5, 9. I'm going to give him 9. 9. The one thing that let me down was they should have shot before the second penalty appeal. I don't know why he was. I don't know what he was doing. I don't know what he was doing. No. He had the ball. He let the ball keep rolling. And he was like, what? Just shoot.
Deer in the headlight moment.
Yeah.
Not sure what I should do. I'll give him. What did you look? What rating?
I'll give him a 9. Me, Stu.
8.5 for me.
Ooh, Reese don't get a goal at 9. Is anyone hitting that 9, Reese?
If he got 2 goals, then I would have gave him the 9 because the game should have been done first half. He made up for it second half. He was really, like I said, he definitely stepped up. I'm very impressed with Jones because I've been wanting him to step up in big games, and he redeemed himself second half. But 8.5 for me.
All right, Dominic Soboslai then. The low one again.
Oh no.
I might have to go 4.5 again, just because of expectations of this guy.
You're being kind. I'm giving him a 4 or a 3 for me.
3.
I like Soboslai, but I love it. He had that chance in the first half, and for me, I know the ball was a little bit behind you, but shooting's meant to be one of your specialties there. And the way you fluffed that, a second half, a lot of times you're giving the ball away.
There was a moment in the second half where he got passed into the 18-yard area, and he had the chance to cut it across the area, and he just fluffed it, like just dug it into the ground. I'm just sat there like,
his decision making shocking at the moment.
But I'm low on confidence.
I don't know what he's doing.
I'm not sure. If you look, he looks like when he gets the ball. Like there was one moment I think he could have played it, then he took an extra touch, and then the ball got taken off him. I think when was in the attack, and it's like, make up your mind what you're gonna make up your mind, because you're our number 10. You're kind of our outlet. You're the creator.
I would have said 4.5 for me.
Today. He's lucky Elliott's injured because he won't be in the team.
But I think Curtis Jones should go in the 10, and then you put McAllister with. Right now, definitely. Now until Harvey Elliott's available.
It's reminded me of Diaz last year, because Diaz was like this last year when his confidence was low and his decision making was wrong. It could be becoming quite predictable with Diaz last year, but now we're seeing a different Diaz this year. But going on to the forward line, then we'll start with. I know Jota didn't do much. We'll start with Jota. Average 6. He didn't really do. Late game. But then we'll go to Nunes.
Yeah.
I'll give him a 7 for me.
Yeah, Nunes is a 7 for me as well.
I think he made that difference. When he came on, he was more aggressive than Jota. He was kind of... This kind of game seemed a bit more for him. You kind of need players who are going to stand up in terms of...
Pace.
The pace as well, but he was also like... defensively when we was under pressure to change the transition into attack. a couple times he won us a few free kicks.
Free kicks, yeah.
I wouldn't have said all of them were free kicks, a bit of skullduggery, but I kind of like that he kind of backed Salah up when one of the players, I think Tosin, or one of the players were trying.
Yeah, Badiashile pushed him over. Tosin wasn't happy with him. Yeah.
I like that passion, that fire, because we're the home team. You got to show a bit of oomph. You can't let Chelsea come in and think they can just bully us. So yeah, 7. Obviously, he didn't offer too much going forward, but I wouldn't say that was all his fault because he didn't really have too much clear-cut chances.
Yeah. He did what he had to do. I think he did his job, what he got put on for, really, I think.
The question, I definitely liked it, so 7 for me.
Gakpo, another disappointed player for me today. Didn't really show much, not the Gakpo that I'm used to seeing.
6.5 for me.
I was going to say 6.5.
I'm going to say 6. I can't put him a 0.5 lower than Nunes.
All right, 6. Cool. I think for me, obviously, we'll have to wait and see. Maybe he needs running games, but he looks like he's better off the bench as an impact player. Like, I was surprised Diaz didn't start. I'm assuming it's because maybe they're managing his international break.
Traveling South America.
I just think he kind of struggled at times to get into the game, and then he cuts in. It's quite obvious he's going to cut in, whereas I want you to go on the outside as well because you've got the pace. You've actually got the skill set as well. So I just want him to be a bit more dynamic with his game, not necessarily so predictable. And I felt today was a big opportunity for you because you started ahead of Diaz.
Yeah.
The mark, whereas I don't think he did. I think he done okay. Could have done a lot better for me.
So that was my thinking about it as well. Like when he got hooked off, I was like, he kind of missed an opportunity here.
Yeah, he should do more. Yeah.
To show just that little bit more, to show what we've seen you do before.
Yeah.
But only in bits and pieces, but want to see a little bit more of that. And I thought he kind of missed out. He was up against a coming back Reece James, who
he got it, exactly.
He was quite solid, to be honest. Reece James,
he was. Reece James wasn't too bad, but I think Gakpo just
let him have that game. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Right, King Mo, the king himself. The king himself. Well, what we're saying.
I'm
gonna go 8. I want to go 8 with King. With Mo.
8 or 8.5. Yeah, I'll give it.
Yeah.
What you both said at the start of the stream, he kind of showed his experience because we were under the cosh for large parts of that game, and when he had the ball, he made it count.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
especially when he was up against Vega in the second half, and they're having that little tussle down by the touchline. And it's that sort of experience that you need. And it's exactly that sort of experience I don't think Chelsea really have at the moment as well. That's what I meant, like, sort of where I think we edged it. And that example points it out with Salah just using his body, holding stuff up, and just letting the game slow down a little bit. And
experience was key today. Absolutely key today. Said it earlier. Yeah. Going on to Arne Slot then, boys. What would you give Arne Slot today? Talk about player ratings, but did you think he got everything?
7.
Do you think he got his tactics right today? Really?
I think. Go on, you go first. You go first.
I think there may be a couple of little tweaks here and there. I honestly actually think the first half, initially that's what he wanted. He wanted us just to sit back and see what Chelsea were going to do.
Yeah.
Work them out. Yeah, work them out.
Just try and work them out and see, like, sort of what they're going to offer. And then we take it from there. And I suppose if you look at it from that perspective, it kind of worked. Is that something we want to be doing every single time? Not particularly.
Not really. Imagine if you do that against City or something like
that. It's good. Arsenal, prime example. You don't want to be doing that against them.
We haven't done it in a couple of weeks as well.
So, I think overall for game management and tactically today, I'd say probably about a 6.5, 7. Something like that.
Yeah, I agree with that. Trace, you agree?
I was going to say around a 7, maybe 7.5 for me. It could have been better, but you got to remember that we're used to it being 100 miles an hour. Yeah, so at times, because it's a bit slower, it's a bit more controlled.
Yeah.
It's not always pretty on the eye, but I do believe if we played that kind of way, we would have lost today because that would have kind of played in Chelsea's hands because for me, they look like squad-wise, they're maybe slightly stronger than us in terms of if you look at who they were bringing off the bench. Obviously, I know we got Alisson injured, Chiesa is injured, but It just looks like their squad is slightly a bit stronger. And like I said, they were controlling the game in midfield. So I think he's kind of playing in a way with what he's got, which is a bit more tactical. It's a bit more controlled. Obviously, like I said, it's not always exciting. I just wish that we kind of press a bit more. That's the only thing.
That's what I was thinking then. I was thinking that when you're saying that. Yeah.
I know I don't want to press the whole game because that's going to burn us out. But I think we need to press in spells. So we're going to press 20 minutes. Then you ease off and go into your shape and let Chelsea come on to you for the 10, 15 minutes. And then you press again for another 20 minutes. Whereas it looks like we're not really pressing at all, which against a better team, we might get.
Especially that first half. That's what I'm saying. Like in that first minutes, we just sat. And we sat off them a lot more. I didn't particularly like that. To be fair, I didn't enjoy that first 30 minutes.
Well, you're playing with fire, aren't you? Just sitting off them, really.
Yeah.
It's a really, really good team, talented team. And
I don't think we have the players, though, in midfield, minus a Gravenberch physically. Because if you look, Curtis Jones is a nice footballer, but physically he's not imposing. And if you look
the striker.
And if you look at Szoboszlai, he usually does do that, but even defensively, he wasn't that great today.
Yeah.
So we definitely miss McAllister's creativity. That's I think if he starts with a Curtis Jones, I think that game's kind of wrapped up in the first half for me. Like not a battering, but I think we might be 2-0 or something like that instead of 1 because McAllister's kind of got that killer pass.
What I wanted to get your viewers of, boys, is the refereeing decisions today as well, because we are going to talk about referees quite a bit on this channel because I do like to break down their decisions sometimes, and a lot of them don't get accountability. But I'll also praise them when they deserve praise and the decisions get right. The first penalty for me was a penalty. The second penalty again was right, spot on again. It wasn't a penalty. He got the ball. Curtis Jones was waiting forever just to shoot. Yeah. I don't know why, but it did a couple of decisions off. Little small decisions like free kicks and everything like that. He got a couple of wrong, but I don't think it was that bad of a display today, Stu. Do you think it was a bad display from the referees today?
I think overall, if I was going to score the ref out of 10, it would be like bang in the middle, 5, like a 5 out of 10. I think the penalty decisions were correct. The one decision that sticks in my throat a little bit, and again, this is where we obviously ask for consistency from all referees, is that Tosin yellow card.
Yeah, that should have been a red card for me.
That should have been.
Do you think? Because
it's similar to the Saliba one from yesterday.
It was identical. Vertically identical.
If you look at the ball trajectory, I don't think the ball was going anywhere near goal for number 1. So I don't think it was a goal spot opportunity as such. And I think Colwell were there to cover.
Actually, when you look level with him, Colwell was actually a couple of yards back.
He was a couple of yards back.
He was a couple of yards back, but I think he could have got there. Because there is doubt there. He could have done that. It's not nailed on like on Saliba, I don't think personally.
If Tosin don't bring him down, he's clean through. Colwell's there, but he's not in control of it. He's gonna have to chase him.
Yeah. Do you think the ball would have to go straight though to be clean through? Because if the ball going out wide, then Colwell's got time to come back anyway. So if he's got to go fetch it out wide.
It didn't look like out wide to me, but like I said, I got to see it. I got to look at it again to see from a few angles. But it looked
I can't remember the exact angle the ball was going.
It was started going slightly right, so it wasn't going right directly on goal. So it was,
all right.
I think you got to take everything into account for a certain. I think it's got to be a certain red for me. I can see. I wouldn't be rushed if it was a red. I wouldn't be. I wouldn't be rushed if it was red because it's Liverpool. But you know what I'm saying? I could have seen it either way, if that makes sense.
The only thing is, I agree. I hear the point you're saying. It's just like what Stu said. It's that consistency. Because if you look at Saliba yesterday, it's basically identical. And Saliba got red. So it's like they're not helping themselves by one's a red, and then today, most decisions was kind of okay. I felt first half he was giving a lot of decisions to Chelsea.
Yeah.
Like in terms of little 50-50s. Shoulders. Even second half a little. He came and gave us a bit more, but at first it's like we're the home team. I know you got to try and be neutral, but if you are going to give,
we're the home team, like it should matter.
If you're going to give it slightly, you kind of give it to the home team. Whereas there was a lot of 50-50s, and then it's like, oh, give it to Chelsea, and a couple of transitions where we would have been clean in, and then he's pulled it back because he's saying foul. Where it's like you got to let it go a little bit. That's just
Reese, imagine you'll be the ref. Just give it your own team because they're own team.
No, but you get what I mean. If you're the home team,
Yeah, I sort of get.
you
Yeah, I
have a
sort of
slight
get that. I won't
advantage.
want that. I won't want to be the away team and someone saying, "Well, I'll give it because it's home team."
One of my best pals is the ref.
I get that.
Yeah, so yeah,
You better not name drop him. You better not name drop him because he was not.
I kind of get to see what he has to deal with, man. So
I can imagine. Yeah, imagine him being tough for a ref, but there's a lot of accountability. When the refs are really bad, I'll tell them that they're really bad. But when they do need praise, and they need praising as well. But it's the accountability for me with referees. The way they get away with the things, and then there's no accountability afterwards. This is why they keep consistently making bad decisions. You know, if you made so many bad decisions at work, you'd be sacked.
I found as simple as that. The latest episode of the Overlap series on YouTube and interesting with Howard Webb.
I refuse to watch it.
I was intrigued, and some of the stuff he was coming out with was very interesting, to say the least, when it comes to accountability of referees. And by all accounts, it is something that they are looking into, of having public interviews with referees after the game. It's something that they're looking into, so who knows? We may actually get what we want.
They should do live fan cams outside the ground. Referees. That's what they should do. That's accountability.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw a clip of him talking about the Diaz one. So the guy that works at the studio's Liverpool fan, he asked him about Diaz and he refused to talk about it. It's just like, what the fuck? I don't even want to watch that episode. I like watching it, but I don't want to watch that episode. Anyway, boys, thank you for coming on. Liverpool have won top of the league, still 2-1 victory against an informed Chelsea. And it was a tough one. It was a tough one. We all predicted it last night. We're going to be a nervous one and tough one. But all that matters is the 3 points that's on the board and Liverpool staying top of that league with a massive, massive game midweek against Leipzig. Even bigger game against Arsenal at the weekend. They are missing Saliba, though, which is huge for us. We expect Mr. Fantastic in the middle of defence next week against us. But it's nice to get on the win today. Got a cushion over Arsenal. I know City won in the end, but it's just the way it is. We know the City. We know the City machine. We know what we've got to do to challenge these. It's just the way it is. Well, thank you, boys. Brilliant win for the boys, and we move on to Wednesday for the Leipzig game. Tomorrow, I will be doing some pre-record shows coming out tomorrow night, hopefully. Tuesday night, we were going to do a preview. I don't know if it's a pre-record or live yet. We don't know yet. We're going to get that sorted. But we will be live again after the match against Leipzig on Wednesday. So it would be about 10 o'clock, 10:15, you're talking. So it's going to be a late one. But make sure you tune in. Make sure you like the channel. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Like this video. Like the last video, the preview from yesterday. Keep your notification bells on. So we're going to be having content out every single day, hopefully. Some very, very good content as well. Different kind of content, not just about live reactions. We've got a rival show coming on towards the end of the week. Possibly tomorrow, actually, rival show. I've got that all sorted as well. I've got a couple of things reacting to what the media says as well. Big ideas for this channel. Make sure you're a part of it. Thank you guys for joining in. Great win to the boys. Have a great weekend.